Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you, welcome back to another Division 2 video. My name is Prime and today I'm gonna show you my one-shot build. Yes, the one-shot builds have even become stronger. And no, you do not have to go for that wide def. Yes, you heard me right. There are more weapons now, stronger than the wide def, and it's a lot easier to come by as the wide def is a named item and could be kind of hard to farm. A few other changes in, of course, the brand set bonuses gives us a new one-shot meta. Yes, sir. This is hands down the best build you can go for. As you can see in the background, one-shotting everybody. The last one-shot build had a few kinks here and there, and you had to start with a red bar shooting him in the face. And then the whole system started working. But now you can shoot a red one in the face and a purple bar in the face to get things started. So you can one-shot a red bar and instantly one-shot a purple bar as well. The golden bars are a little bit harder, just the one shot, but if you start this build off with a red bar or with a purple bar, start that headshot up and you will start chaining kills together. This is such a great build. I've been asked about this build so many times live on stream, even before the update started, and now it's even more powerful. But without further ado, let's dive right into the build and let me show you the breakdown of this new meta one-shot build. You're gonna have a lot of fun with this. And to start off the build, we're talking about the specialization, and of course, this is the sharpshooter specialization. Why? Because this gives us 15% increased headshot damage, and it gives us 15% increased weapon stability and reduced recoil. Next to that, of course, make sure that you stack into the increased marksman rifle damages, because this is a marksman rifle build. And this is the build that you just saw. Jumping over to the weapons, because we just talked about our specialization, my preferred weapon, and what you want to go for is the Model 700. Yes, this has been boosted with TU20 and now can hit for 1.4 million damage on this full red build. Of course, you want to go into damage you target out of cover, and of course, you want to go for determined. After killing an enemy with a headshot, your next shot landed on any enemy will be a guaranteed headshot. This is the strongest MMR in the game right now to use with this build then, of course. It's pretty fast, although if you want to have a gun that reloads a little bit faster, then you can go for the M700. Why? Because on this build, it doesn't really matter what your reload speed is, but if you notice that you miss too much shots, then all the procs will not reload your gun, and then you might be better off to go for the M700. Because why? This comes with a clip or a mag within the gun. So whenever you reload, you put a mag into the gun, and with the Model 700 you keep putting in separate bullets. So the Model 700 takes a lot longer to reload, but with this whole synergy of this build, you don't have to worry about that reload. If you start missing your shots and you feel like, nah, that Model 700 takes me out because I need to reload, then go for the M700. Then jumping over to my pistol, you can use whatever you like. I chose to go for my D50, but go for a pistol that, for example, you don't have proficient yet, because that will save you materials or, of course, donating duplicates. Then jumping over to the rest of the build, and of course, we're using the hotshot. This is just hands down the best marksman rifle set out there. This gives us 30% marksman rifle damage, 30% weapon handling, 30% headshot damage, and we're doing it for the 4-piece headache. First headshot with an MMR will increase your next headshot by 20%. Second consecutive headshot with an MR will give you 10% armor. If at full armor, it will give you a max of 50% bonus armor of your current armor value. And the third consecutive headshot will refill your magazine. From the 4th headshot forwards, agent will get all 3 bonuses for each consecutive headshot kill. Missing a headshot will reset this cycle. And that's why I said if you miss some shots and you can't let Hotshot reload that weapon for you, then you might want to look into that M700 Tactical. I went for weapon damage, of course, and most of everything is weapon handling. I chose for a headshot damage mod on this. Same for my gloves, it is weapon damage, weapon handling. I found my knee pads with headshot damage, so I optimized that and rolled the weapon handling. And then I went for another weapon handling on my holster. Then, now, these are the 2 important pieces of this build. We went for 2 pieces of Hasbro. And why? Because this comes with 15% headshot damage and 20% marksman rifle damage. Yes! 20%, that's double the percentage of a Raldi. And that's why in combination with our gun, we can just one-shot almost everybody and start off this one-shot killing chain with a red bar or even a purple bar. I found it with critical hit chance and headshot damage already on there. Or found it, I crafted it. Yes, this is the perfect thing about this. We can craft the backpack and we can craft the chest piece. So if you're not lucky enough to get blessed by RNGesus of Lucifer to get this to drop, then you can always try to craft it. These pieces will be hard to find because you need to find it with the Headhunter talent on there, headshot damage, and then preferably weapon handling so you can roll the armor core away for weapon damage. And that's the first part of getting this build together, getting the chest piece and getting that backpack. Because the hotshot is not hard to farm, you know, go into countdown, you get it in 1 or maybe 2 rounds, whatever you're looking for. And of course those Hasbros you can farm in countdown as well, but you need to get that unicorn to drop. I don't have the unicorn myself as well. As you can see, I still can optimize it a little bit, but I found it with headshot damage, critical hit chance and headhunter on there, and I chose to go for a headshot damage mod. Same for my backpack, again, same thing. You need to find it with the right attributes and the right talent on there with vigilance. I found with weapon handling, critical hit damage and then vigilance on there, and that again gave me the opportunity to roll the armor core away for weapon damage. And this is again a very, very hard thing to find, but this makes this build so incredibly good. It does so much more damage than running around with that chain killer from Walker and Harris and a backpack of a Raldi. This does so much more damage, and definitely start farming for it, because this is hands down the best MMR hotshot build in combination with Determined that it's out there right now. Have some fun, shred through everything and get those SHD levels, because with this build it's so incredibly easy. Again, preferably you want to find it with weapon handling and headshot damage. I found with weapon handling and critical hit damage, and I chose to go for a headshot damage mod. And that's pretty much the overview of the build. I chose to go for Revive Hive to give me a little bit more extra survivability, or at least better said, a little more life. If I die, this picks me up. And next to that, I chose to go for my drone to just get the aggro away from me if I am in trouble. But most of the time, I don't even use the drone, because we just one-shot everybody and just fly through the content in the game. So let's go over to the stats real quick. We have 1.42 million weapon damage. We have 14.6% crit chance. We're not really doing it for the crit chance. We have 57% critical hit damage. We're not doing it for the critical hit damage, but we have 241% headshot damage. And this is already enough. As you saw on most of my pieces of gear, I rolled weapon handling. This will help you out with this build a lot, because we already have the M700, because we already have those 2 pieces of Hasbro. We don't really have to go into those high headshots, so that's why I went for weapon handling. And why? Because that gives us now a 72% reload speed bonus, a 92% accuracy, 87% stability. And that's why you want to do it, because the marksman rifles in the game tend to be very slow. You can lock on those targets a lot faster if you go for some weapon handling. But that's pretty much it. This is the whole overview of the build, and definitely start making this, guys. A lot of people keep asking me live on stream to make this build, to show you this build, and of course the baby version of this build I made a few months ago, but this is hands down the best version of this build you can go for. So let me know in the comments down below, do you have this build already? Did you get lucky to get the unicorn chest piece and the unicorn backpack to drop? Or what are you building towards? Let me know in the comments down below. I will love to hear your opinion. And that's it. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. If you're still here, you are a freaking legend. Make sure to like the video if you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form. And of course, if you're new here and you want to be updated about the Division 2, the Division universe, and the future Division 3, because it is announced, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. PurePrime out!